Hey guys, WizKids, this is Jeff. So I created some videos that kind of go through some of the stuff that you guys are focusing on. So this is not just for Tyler, this is for Jim and Lindsay. So what I do is I took your application that you have over here in WizKids, and for me to kind of debug through it, first lesson when you're being a developer is you want to take it out into its own property, its own package, and break it apart and start from scratch. I know it's not what someone wants to do, but it's the only way that you'll really be able to figure out where your problem's at. Move it into its own environment, start from scratch, fix it each way, and go on your way. That's how I'm doing this. So right now, yes, the screens are not popping up, but I'm focusing on what are we doing wrong. So first things first. So let me show you what I did here in this main. So I created a main, which I think is a little different than your main. All right, so which is fine. Don't get me wrong. Your main is based off of one examples I had. So what I did is I made a change. If you create a new JavaFX, this is automatically this right here is automatically generated to a degree, except FXML loader's not in there. I think it's pointing at CSS, so I had to add this in. So all I did on this page is the main page. I said, hey, this is the scene that I'm going to go to, home FXML, okay? So the next thing is, let me close yours out here. I went down here to home XML, so let me open it up in Scene Builder, and it's nothing right now. It's just garbage. It's just a window. So I thought I dragged it over here. All right. So here we have home, and it's just a button, right? So that's all we have. So this plays a big role making sure that you have things in place, okay? So identify very important things here. Notice that you have an FX ID, and it's called button submit. That relationship is the button on the screen. The button submit is think of it as the ID that's related to that button, okay? Then we have on action. That means that when the button's clicked, we want to change page. So for example, if we went to your welcome page, we click on login, it goes to a new page. So think of this concept. When a user clicks on submit, it goes to change pages. So hopefully you're with me at this point, okay? So let me take this back over here. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to create a home controller. All right, so I create a controller, and you see the controller is nothing. So when I created a controller, it just had this. So I created the annotation with the @FXML, and I initialized as a private button because it's only within this sector. And you want to make sure, like, whatever you have on the screen, like we have this button over here, and I called it, like I said, I called it button submit. I want to make sure I keep that name the same, okay? So that's what I did. Then I coded this aspect right here. I said that, hey, guess what? I'm going to use this thing called change pages, right? So then I did a annotation, and I did private void change pages. I am doing a action right here. I'm saying, okay, what's the name of my button? I call it button submit.set on action event. Right now I just have it string button equals task. I ain't worried about that. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to want to code where I want to change the page at. So I want to go back to main. So I want to go application.main, see where main pops up. And then I don't have an event over here, but I want to put another event over here that allows me to switch pages. So what I'm going to want to do is come over here and code something that goes to another page. So we could keep that page on that page. So that'll be the next thing I do. 1 second. So before we do that, let's create another page. And this is just to kind of get you understanding what's going on here. So if we create another page, best practices. So let's do this. Let's go down here. Where are we at? What's kids for? All right. So let's create a new FXML document. I will call it, and I don't know what you guys called it. I would just call it job search. Perfect. All right, so we have job search, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up job search right now and just put something on the screen. All right, so there we go. We have that here, so let's do a label right here. So I'm gonna grab this label, drag it down into anchor pane. We need to come over here for the label, and we need to give it a name. I'm gonna call it label title. Perfect. All right, so this label is, we have to go into anchor pane and give it a value. I'll just, I'm making this up as I go. Let's see. I'll just do 600 by 600. That's fine. All right. So now we have the label, and I want to move it down here somewhere. And then I want to go over to properties and change the name of it and say, welcome to my jobs. That's it. All right, so welcome to my jobs. I want to maybe change the text, the value over here. Oh, it's gonna freeze on me, of course. Let's see here. Let's change to like 24 or something. Perfect. All right, so we have it lined up. All right, perfect. That's all I'm worried about right now. So only thing that we did here is we created a, we don't, I thought I had a, yeah, label title. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna save this. So now I'm gonna come back over here, and so now you gotta get best practice with this. What do we need over here? All right, so we need a controller for each thing. It makes it best practice. So I'm gonna create a new controller. I just call it a class. I will call it job search controller. Okay. All right, so then I'm gonna come to home controller. I'm gonna steal some stuff here. I'm gonna steal this. I don't know if I'm gonna use all this or not. I'm just gonna copy it, and then I'll take it out if I don't need it. So I will steal those guys there. Boom. All right, job search controller. All right, so we're gonna need an annotation. So once again, I'm taking a quick shortcut. All right. All we have on here is we actually have a label. Oops. Oh boy, goshies. All right. And then we called it label title, I think. All right, why is it not like label? Because we have to import it. No big deal. All right, so we imported it. I think we called it label title. Yeah, so that's what we called it. So we have that. So that's all we have. We don't have no event on the label title because all we're worried about is getting to that page. All right, so hopefully you're with me. I'm gonna save that. The next thing that we need to do is we need to link up the controller and the scene. So once again, I'm going to copy some information to make my life easy. This part here is actually kind of difficult because every time I copy this, it never works. Like I can't get it to copy. It wants to copy everything. All right, so I'm going to go to job search. I'm going to go here and there, and I'm just going to change that controller around to something else. Now I'm doing this so that you can use this as a best practice and see if you get your app to work. Break it down. That's the only way you're going to do it. Job. Oh geez. Application. Job search controller. All right. Perfect. And take that off there. All right, cool. So now we have that linked up. So I'm gonna save that. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so now we need, the last thing that we need to do is we need to set up another scene. So we're gonna have to set up a scene in here so that we call this so it'll work. So let's see what we could do here. All right, so we actually, what I'm gonna do is if I run this right now, I'm gonna create another video on how to set up the multiple scenes because it's a little bit different. So if I run it, it works perfectly fine. So this, what we're gonna do in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to click on this button and we'll change this verbiage to open up your next scene. All right, thanks for watching.